Hello, everyone, and welcome to Up to the Minute with PFSI. I'm Brian Weigle. I'd like to personally thank you for spending time out of your busy day to join us. I'm always so excited to host Up to the Minute, and I consider it an absolute honor to do so. And why not? Because I get to talk about what's new and exciting in PFS investments, and that's a lot of fun. Plus, we get to talk to some of the very best in the securities business, and that's the field. So that's also a lot of fun too. We get to find out what's working for them and how to use their thoughts and their ideas to take your business to a whole nother level. But you know what? I'm even more excited than usual about today's broadcast because I'm going to kick it off with a lot of exciting announcements and initiatives which you can use to grow your business. As a matter of fact, I've got so much good information today, and I might go just a little bit longer than usual. So just a quick heads up. But then we have two absolutely incredible, influential securities-based field leaders who I know are going to give you some great ideas because they're taking their businesses, already strong businesses, to a whole nother level. So who's with me today? Well, first will be $1 Million earner and Senior National Sales Director Rick Miller. And to close out the broadcast, we have 8 Diamond earner and National Sales Director Chris Kerner. And I'd like to personally thank Rick and Chris for being here today and lending all of their expertise. I'd also like to thank the great securities marketing team that works for me and our outstanding production team for everything they do behind the scenes to make this broadcast a success. We absolutely couldn't do it without all of their collective efforts. So let's get started. And there's no better place to start than talking about our fourth quarter securities licensing initiative. And folks, it's all about getting licensed, growing securities distributions, folks. And the beauty of it is we have a new initiative that's going in the fourth quarter. So any rep who gets licensed and appointed in the fourth quarter and writes at least $1,000 in production by December 11th, we will pay for their securities license renewals because we are in renewal season. So that's right. Get appointed, get active, write $1,000 in production by December 11th, and their securities license renewals fully paid for by PFSI. But there is that deadline. That is a hard deadline of December 11th. So get your license in the fourth quarter, and your renewals are free. And remember, I did say it's renewal season, right? We typically renew about 95% of our securities license. So that's just an absolute big deal. But there is a deadline for it. It's December the 17th. You got to pay your renewals. So you can use licensing manager. We have your credit, debit card, your bank account. You can debit the earns with RVP's approval. You also must complete the 2023 attestations and representations, and you must complete the firm element. But do all that by December 17th. Renew your securities license because we have to have everyone on the field to take advantage of the incredible opportunities that we have in the securities business. I talk about product a little bit. 529 plans could be a great vehicle for those that are saving for college. And we've got tremendous options available through Fidelity, through Franklin Templeton, Nuveen, Invesco, and American Funds. But we recently launched a brand new option in New York for JP Morgan Asset Management. And you can see all the different marketing pieces that we have available. But you can contact JP Morgan directly at 855-JPM-6657 or go to the website at www.ny529advisor.com. You can email them directly at ny.529advisor@jpmorgan.com. Again, the state is really New York, but it can be applicable for anywhere in the country. But it is there for New York. That is where it's based. So we just recently launched the JP Morgan Asset Management 529 plan to go along with a suite of already strong 529 plan products available. But I also brought a brand new brochure. The annuity business has been absolutely taken off. It's been taken off for good reason. There's been a rise in interest rates going on. And what that has done is created some very strong client benefits in our annuity products. And we have 4 of the top carriers in the business. And that's not just us saying it, but it's from a lot of the great credit agencies out there, from AM Best or Standard & Poor's. And they have great marketing materials to go along with the support and the products. But we said, we need to have our own piece. And we launched a piece recently called What is an Annuity? And it's a client brochure redesigned to help you all understand the more about the annuity business, but it's really for the client. It's a leave behind piece so they can think about the conversations that you may have had, and then you can supplement it with one of those strategic partner pieces. I mean, the brochure here talks about concepts, the benefits of annuities, the various account types, as well as those strategic partners. So you can download yours today, right from on demand, or you can order a hard copy as well. Either way, go check out what is an annuity, our brand new piece. And I remind you saying that our client benefits in our annuity products, they're as good as they've been in quite some time due to that rise in interest rates. So whether you're talking about the traditional variable annuity business or the index-linked VAs, those with guaranteed living benefits, please check them out if you haven't seen them recently, and you'll be amazed at what those benefits look like. But another part of the business that's been taking off, or really the annuity side of the business that's been taking off, is both the fixed and fixed index annuity business. And we recently launched 3 new products. One is a 5-year fixed annuity through Corebridge Financial. Another one is a 5-year fixed index annuity, also through Corebridge Financial. And another one is a 5-year fixed index annuity through Lincoln Financial. So these are shorter term, 5-year surrender schedules. They're accumulation only, so you're not buying these for living benefits, but you're buying them for the guarantees that come along with them. And we have a minimum issue age of 45. So feel free to go out and see some of the marketing pieces, but really go contact your wholesaler to learn more about these fixed and fixed index annuity products. But managed accounts is also a massive part of the story. And as you all know, we've now transitioned from TD Ameritrade over to BNY Pershing. They are now the custodians for our managed accounts program. And I have to thank everyone who's been a part of this transition, whether it's our operations team, our marketing team, our legal, compliance, our production crew, the media advisory folks. I mean, there's been so many involved in making this transition an absolute success. Look, BNY Mellon is a monster in this business. $2 trillion in assets, 7.5 million accounts, 4 million clients, 1,300 BDs, and they have great technology out there, from a dashboard, account opening, statement delivery, client app. Folks, we are happy to be with BNY Mellon, but this has been, like I said, a team effort, but none of it could have been done really without the field who is with us every step of the way for the last year and a half. And the field continues to be right there, helping us with new ideas to make it better, new ideas to help with the technology for us to go back to BNY Mellon in order to make those projects better through Pershing. So I'd like to thank again the field leaders who have been with us to help make this product better and continue to do so. And really the next couple things that I want to talk about all came from the field. They said, look, could you create really a servicing platform? Because yes, we understand that we can service these clients directly through Pershing. That is a new addition, and glad to have that ability, but that may not be what we always need to do. So we created, with the help of them, a service request form that allows us to handle certain servicing requests. So whether you want to maybe change some of the contact information for your client, or maybe it's household linking or model changes, deposits, withdrawals, account closings, you can do all of that through the Pershing technology. But if you also want us to do it, we can do it too. So just go and get this service request form right from the Lifetime microsite on POL Investments. Click on Lifetime Operational Information. You'll find that service request form sitting right there. You fill it out, you tell us what it is that you want us to do, we'll do it, but send it to us, email it to lifetimeforms@primerica.com, and let us do that part of the service request for you. But another suggestion that came from the field that says, yes, we will input and open up the client's new account directly through the technology. That's awesome. But sometimes it's great to be able to have something in front of us when we're at the kitchen table that allows us to collect some data. We also know what screens, what fields will be available in the technology or what's needed in the technology, but give us some kind of data collection form. So when we're there at the kitchen table, we know what's coming and we can fill it out that way in order to be able to use that inside the technology. Great idea. In our operations area, they were on it again. They created that service request form I just talked about, but also a new account data collection form. You see it there on the screen. It allows you to collect all the information you need to open up a new account, and it absolutely saves time at the kitchen table to complete the application at your convenience, maybe later on right there. And it's also very good for advisors who are learning the new technology and maybe learning managed accounts for the very first time. This gives them a leg up when sitting there at the kitchen table. Some more lifetime updates. We've had almost 900 advisors have submitted applications through the Pershing platform. In October had some tremendously strong sales growth. Thank you for everything you've done to help make that part a reality. But some brand new information on the Pershing platform. RMD information has now been uploaded. That's there, and you also have account performance history. Two big things for when you're sitting down with your clients or with a client to go over that account information, RMDs. It's all there now. And we just mailed welcome letters out to clients at the end of October who have not logged on to the Pershing online account to give them just a little more information to see if they want to actually go and log on to their Pershing account. We also heard you about NIGO communication. We're helping you make that better through emails and some phone calls. There's also Spanish language statements available. That's an option if you'd like to use them. And we are improving our technology. We are talking to Pershing. We know their chief operating officer very well, and we're developing a roadmap with Pershing to make 2024 even better. So thank you to everybody who's been involved with the Lifetime Investment Program. And talk about some resources that are available. We still do daily managed accounts training Monday through Thursday at 4 o'clock. We have Zoom office hours where you can just go into a live Zoom link. You see the link there on the slide. It's at 2 o'clock Tuesday through Thursday Eastern time. We'll get all your questions answered. Maybe you want to just go in, get your question answered, and come out. That's okay. But maybe you want to hang around just a little bit to hear what maybe some other friends and your advisors have to say. We're there, a Zoom office hours open link to get your questions answered. And we have so much training available. We just redesigned our entire training center. We have 25 training videos out there that's based on topics. So you can quickly understand what it is that you need to do. Watch a video quickly, maybe 3 to 5 minutes tops, and you can find out how to actually do that task on the Pershing technology. And we have step-by-step guides. You see some of the pictures of those step-by-step guides. Over 30 are available with instructions and screenshots. So all the information you need to help you learn and get better at managed accounts is sitting right there at your fingertips. We have more training too. So simplifying securities, that's really for those newly securities licensed reps. And we license a few hundred every month. So it's very good to be able to have that live training available. And that's what simplifying securities is all about, to give you the nuts and bolts trading, weekly trading on Thursdays at 2 o'clock Eastern time. It's really a 5-week training series, but we cover a piece of it every Thursday at 2 o'clock. And I mentioned the annuity business earlier. We thought we needed to have a simplified training program for annuities. And that's where Simplifying Annuities came about. November 21st at 2 o'clock, December 19th at 2 o'clock as well. Those are the next 2 episodes of Simplifying Annuities. You could register right there on POL on the investments page. But another training series has been going on now for a couple of months. It's called 50 on Friday. And what it really is we're asking for 50 minutes on Friday to learn about some new value-added trainings right from our strategic partners. Folks, this isn't the nuts and bolts. That's what Simplifying Securities is all about. This, though, is designed to give you a value-added training presentation for you to think a little bit differently with your clients. And then we have 4 more episodes still to come this year. CUNA Mutual on November 17th, December 1st with Corebridge Financial, December 8th with Dana Investment Advisors, and December 15th with BNY Mellon. But you see on the right, all those strategic partner logos. They have all participated in 50 on Friday, and we have all their broadcasts sitting right there on POL, so you can go and watch them at your leisure on demand and learn more about those value-added presentations to make you a better representative for your client. And folks, it says there at the bottom, more to come in 2024, and we're excited about keeping 50 on Friday going because our attendance on these have been absolutely off the chart. That tells us that you want more 50 on Friday, and we're going to deliver more in 2024. And I mentioned the recorded trainings. They are all there and so much more on the PFSI Training Center. Those are just some of the things that are available. You know, how to pass, creating a securities culture, simplifying securities, SAM 2.0, 50 on Fridays, the lifetime training, up to the minute, this broadcast here, the complete builder's guide. There's so much there on the PFSI Training Center, right off the investments page there of POL. But I just mentioned SAM 2.0. So what is that? Let's talk a little bit about SAM. SAM is Shareholder Account Manager. And it really is the future of our mutual fund platform business, because SAM allows us to process the business faster. And that's so important to get that application done and processed and gone faster for your client. It's also been simplified, more options for you. And we are continuing to make improvements each and every month. And that's important, to take the ideas that come from you, the field, and actually implement them on a systematic basis, on a monthly basis. And that's what we've been doing with SAM 2.0. And we'll talk a little bit about that here in just a few minutes. But I want to say thank you to the working group that's been involved really for about the last almost a year now in order to make SAM 2.0 even better. You see to the tremendous number of names that are on the page. So thank you to the working group to go and help make SAM 2.0 even better. But let's talk about some of those differences. Let's talk with SAM 1.0. I mean, it's been our platform for decades now, but it didn't have a dashboard, and it's absolutely familiar because that's what we've been using, but it has an outdated design, definitely outdated client experience. The mobile experience was poor because it was built before the mobile experience even existed. You had to do a different e-star for every transaction. The IRA assembler launch instructions, they're not clear, and it was difficult to register. So fast forward now to SAM 2.0. Folks, we have a brand new rep dashboard with the client search functionality, e-forms, R&D information is there. That is absolutely critical this time of the year. We have current year, prior year IRA contributions. We rebuilt the entire client experience, improved mobile experience as well. You can redesign the entire e-star process so you can do multiple transactions in one e-star experience. Larger font sizes, you would ask for that. The application flow has been completely redesigned now with status bars. You can upload PDF documents, well improved retirement plan and timer number support. You can search by list bills. That's been a big game changer. At the end of the day, it's also more secure. So I do want to mention that too. But at the end of the day, it's really about also reducing the NIGOs. And SAM 2.0 does that. So those are just some of the enhancements that's been done in this new version of Shareholder Account Manager, but it's all there for you to learn about SAM 2.0 right in the PFSI Training Center. I talked about it earlier. You can see there on the right, you can click on that big red box in the Training Center, and you get to learn all about SAM 2.0. It's in English. We have training in Spanish as well, but it's a full application walkthrough, how to navigate both rep and client dashboards. If you want to know how to make the purchases, redemptions, that's out there as well, updating PAC and SWIPs, banking information, and we have a whole roadmap for training in 2024. And that roadmap includes a new RMC campaign. So if you have clients that aren't on SAM 2.0 yet, we're going to have an RMC campaign that you can send that email directly to your client and get them on to SAM 2.0. Now, we got about 12,000 reps today that are already on SAM. That's great. But if you aren't on SAM yet and you want to migrate to the new SAM 2.0, there's an easy way to do it. Just get your team today on board by emailing samportal@primerica.com. That's samportal@primerica.com, and you can get on SAM 2.0 today. Okay, I know that was a lot of information, and I hope you found a few nuggets out of that you can use to elevate your securities business to a whole nother level. The team here in the home office has worked so hard to bring you so many new products and initiatives. So I want to thank them for all the hard work they do each and every day. I also hope you found the discussion around SAM 2.0 useful. And if you're not using SAM 2.0, I urge you to consider making that transition. Now it's time for the field. And our opening field leader is a big supporter of our investments business, and he's definitely a gifted trainer. And a good portion of his talk today will focus on the positives of SAM 2.0. He's a 12 diamond earner with about 60% of his cash flow coming from investments. He's also had a big focus over the years in growing securities distribution, with over a quarter of his hierarchy securities licensed. So with that, help me welcome from Southern California, IAC participant, Wall of Fame member, and Senior National Sales Director, Rick Miller. Rick, you're next up on Up to the Minute.
Thank you so much, Brian. I'm so excited to be here, and thank you and your team for all the things you do for Bridget and I. As for us building an organization and being able to have home office put everything into it is just so magical, because you've taken away the difficulty for us to duplicate. Literally, with all the information you've shared today and the success that people are having, all we have to do is get our new person licensed and have them plug into the environment and see what's happening. And my talk today is going to be specifically about SAM 2.0. And what I want to talk about with this is, first of all, if you look at my screen here, the layout that we have is just, it's a super clean, incredible layout. As you look at the screen, I'm going to talk, it defaults to this quick search right here on the left. And then on the right-hand side, there's forms, and on the bottom half of this, it has the information for you right here of what the status is of your applications that you're currently in the process of. And so you know if it's completed, you know if it's not completed, you know exactly what is going on with the application that you're working on right there. You also have the ability to see recent activity that you have here. And if you want to get into an advanced search, all you have to do is click right here where it says My Accounts. And when you do that, what it does is it opens this up, and now you can expand more. Now you can drill into information by timer number, for example. And I'm going to talk specifically about timer number in a few slides. But the cleanliness of this SAM 2.0 versus SAM 1.0 is just, it's phenomenal for us. On the right-hand side of this opening screen, what I've done is I've expanded this so you guys can see a little. When you hit this down arrow here, it's going to open up some amazing content there, as you see. So the first slide that you see right there, for example, I selected, they have SAM how-to forms. So, how do you restart a PAC? How do you enter trades? How do you, change an address? So there's literally information inside here for you to be able to make a change on SAM 2.0. There's also registration forms. You hit the down arrow and it opens it up. And the ones that you use frequently, you can highlight those and make those part of your favorites. They also have distribution kits. I have selected here IRA distribution kits. You can also have that be 403B distribution kits, and it gives you the information needed specifically. It's such a time saver looking into this. Unless on that topic of creating a new group, you have the ability to create a new timer number, and all you have to do is go inside here and it'll tell you, do you need to create a timer number for a simple, for a set, for a payroll deduction, 403B. It'll let you pull up whatever information you want, and when you plug that in, all you have to do is walk your way through it. It's just a really easy, simple way for you guys to be able to teach your new agents how to go through this process. How many times have we called in as agents having to find out where does somebody stand as far as contributions? On the bottom of all of your clients' information, first of all, it defaults to January to now, so you can see that. But this is a timer number, for example, on one of our plans that we have with the business. So what it tells me is the employer's prior year contributions are here. The employee's current contributions are here. Here's what happened last year for the employee, and here's what the status is this year for the employee. This information is absolutely, I love that we have access to this, and you don't have to make a phone call to find out. So on the bottom of each one of them, you'll absolutely see where prior year employee contribution is and where are you at this year. So you'll know exactly on your cover page exactly where your clients stand as far as the information when it comes to how much do they need to contribute, have they already maxed it out, are they on track. This RMDs, how powerful is this? Take a look at this. So quick information to work from. So what it does is it sorts by the account number, the owner, the type. So it gives you all types. It gives you the market value. Does it have an active systematic withdrawal program built into it? Gives you the date of birth, shows you the calculated RMD right now, and it also shows you how much has been distributed. So this right here, and look at this, in red, there's an action required. There's another $1,086 needed to fully fund the RMD for the year. If they've been overfunded or they've been met, it shows you exactly what the status is right here. So as I look at the information that we have here for us to work on and us to build on, the ability for us to be able to build our businesses using SAM 2.0, and I've been blessed to be on this program for quite some time. And when you look at what the research team has done for us, when you look at how much they're listening to making the experience better for the agent, making the experience better for the client, it's just a new revolution. So I'm so excited to be a part of SAM 2.0 and what's taking place with SAM 2.0. And it's making the process simpler, easier, and more duplicatable. And I think a much more client-friendly experience for them to access information as you as an agent to be able to access information. So I hope you've made the decision to switch over to SAM 2.0. If you haven't, please do the instructions in this broadcast to do so. With that being said, Brian, thank you and your team for allowing us to build a business that gives us the ability to show people how to access the data, to be able to learn information in a simple manner about taking the complex things of securities and trying to make it simple for new agents to learn how to implement. So back to you, Brian. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Rick, for that incredible presentation, and really for your dedication to the investments business and for helping reps all through the years with so many different things, but also today with that presentation involving SAM 2.0. I really appreciate you highlighting all those positive aspects of it. Now, before we introduce our closing speaker, I'd like to remind you that we have an archive of all of our up-to-the-minute broadcasts. I mean, these are perfect training opportunities for those that haven't really watched it before, or maybe those that are interested in the investments business and want to learn more. They're definitely another tool in the toolbox to help you get you motivated to do more in investments. So if you've missed an episode or really just want to watch them again, all the up-to-the-minute broadcasts, they're right there at the top of the investments page, the top right corner of POL. And just in 2023, I mean, our incredible securities field force covered so many topics. I mean, we talked about building confidence for securities, the importance of IRAs and PACs, securities licensing, the Secure Act 2.0, as well as our flagship brochures, the road to financial independence, and the basics of investing. And we also talked about some of the keys to how to incorporate securities into your business. So just so much that we covered this year on Up to the Minute. If you've missed an episode or want to go back and revisit it, please do so. And I cannot thank enough the securities field leaders who came on the broadcast this year, lent their expertise, all with the goal of helping others succeed. And that's what it really means to be a part of this great company, help you and help others succeed and take their goals to a whole new level. So I urge you to take a few minutes again, watch or relive the Up to the Minute broadcast in 2023. Now it's time for our closing presenter. His strong business is already on fire, but his total cash flow this year is up 15%. His securities cash is up 20%, which, by the way, securities makes up about 80% of his total compensation. So securities is a big part of the story, and he runs a $15 million securities base shop. Folks, he's here today to tell you what's working for him. So please help me welcome our closing field leader from my home state of Pennsylvania, IC member, National Sales Director, and 8-diamond earner, the great Chris Kerner. Chris, you're next up on Up to the Minute.
Hey, Brian, thanks so much for that kind introduction. It's been a pleasure to work with you, and it's been an honor to be asked to participate today. I want to thank, before I get started, several people. Obviously, your home office team, the home office, everything they do is fantastic. I have to give a shout out to the Diamond Desk and all they do for us. And I'll be honest with you, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for our team, our RVP team, and the great mentorship we've gotten from Jim and Mary Coker and the Wolf Pack. It's been a tremendous journey with them for over 20 years, and it just really has helped us in so many ways. And there's a secret weapon in Primerica, and that is the secret weapon of partnership. And I'll tell you what, we definitely wouldn't be here without my wife of 31 years, Kelly Kerner. As you can see, a picture says 1,000 words. And yes, that's me in a different lifetime over 30 years ago in Germany as a tank commander. It was a great, great experience. I went in the Army for a lot of reasons. I wanted to serve. I needed to mature, and I always wanted to be in tanks. So I'll tell you what, it was hard. I was happy they were paying me when I was on a tank going down range. I would have done it for free, but I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of times you're not doing that. And I'm glad we approached the Army with the idea that we wanted to eventually transition out. And that is really kind of the catalyst for our discussion today. I've named this talk "Decisions Made That Made a Difference," and I think that's such an important thing that you see is that when you saw us on that tank, things were great. But what was really happening is we had a son that was born premature. We were air-evac out of Germany to Walter Reed, and fast forward a year after that picture, we're living behind 4 deadbolts. We rented a place, an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment. And when the leaves fell, we realized there were a sewer plant right behind us. There was, I was only a mile from post, but at times with the DC traffic, it took us over half an hour to get from work home. So we were looking, folks. I mean, I had a great time in the military. I had a great time on those tanks, but there were so many times that when Primerica crossed our paths, we were looking. And it was the perfect time. As a matter of fact, Primerica actually called my wife, Kelly. Back then, people were calling people out of the phone book, and they called her, and our upline at the time, who has since passed, a great guy, but has since passed on. And Kelly answered the phone. At this time, we had 2 kids in diapers. She was staying home with the kids, a lot of work. And he said, "Are you looking for a career change?" She goes, "Well, yeah." He goes, "Okay." She goes, "Hold on. Can we move?" He goes, "Yes." She goes, "You don't understand. I want to move out of the state." She goes, "Yes, you can move with this company out of state." She goes, "Okay, my husband will be at your meeting this evening." She didn't even know the name of the company. I get home after a long day at work. Many of you can relate to this. Just want to see the kids. Just want to hang out with Kelly. Even though she wants to hear about my day, I want to hear about her day. That's kind of where we're at in this whole thing. Just kind of, oh my gosh, were we in the grind of life? And she goes, "You have a meeting to go to tonight. They're looking for people. They said we could move out of state." I said, "What is it?" She goes, "I don't know, but you're going." And she had that look. It was more of a one-way. I was in the military, they call it voluntold. I was voluntold to go to that meeting. And thank God. I don't even think I got dinner, actually. She goes, "Here's where it is, you go." And I went, and I stood in the back. We always try to get people to sit up front. I was in my BDUs, my battle dress uniform. I stood in the back like this. And I did not, right next to the door, because if it was crap, I was going to be out of there. And what I realized by the end of it is that if half of what I just heard is true, we're going to do fantastic here. Even though we had the opportunity to go to a business school, I had a business degree. I realized in that meeting that I didn't know anything about personal finances. And in business, you look for an opportunity and fulfill it. And I always wanted to have my own business. I just didn't know what in. I thought maybe in the restaurant or something like in that field. But when this crossed my path, I realized, wow, this is huge. I didn't know any of this, and I went to school and got a degree in this, and it really clicked. And I realized right then I was taught theory of business, not the practical part of businesses, the things that you and I and our clients deal with every day, the statements that come to the mailbox. I didn't know anything about the Rule 72, whole life, investments. As a matter of fact, 3 things that happened right before Kelly got that phone call. And within a month, well, one was about 4 years later. I'll tell you this real quick, is that I was in Fort Knox getting trained, and I got referred to someone who said he could set up an investment for me. And like I said, I wanted to get out of the military. I'd just met Kelly. I knew we were going to get married, and I wanted to get out and buy a house. I said, "Well, I want money for a down payment on a house." He says, "No problem." And you know what? He got me a great investment in a whole life policy. And 48 months later, I had $100 a month going into it. $4,800 went into it. When I qualified for my new coverage with Primerica, I canceled it. I got $600 back. I'll tell you what, that fired me up. I don't know about you, but I actually tracked down that individual prior to the internet, and I called him up in Kentucky and I let him know what I thought of his investment plan, and I'll leave it at that. But I'll tell you what, it motivates me. It motivates me still today. About 2 weeks before the phone call, someone came to our house to sell us encyclopedias. And this is all, and I'm like, okay. And I realized 2 hours into it, he was not leaving the house without a check. But he told me if I didn't want the product, I had 72 hours to cancel. And I'll tell you, I was firm and nice. Don't want it. Can you go? No. I gave him the check. He left. I canceled it at 9 o'clock the next morning. And I said, boy, I would never do any kind of sales like that. In my head, I'd not heard of Primerica yet. And the last part of that is about a month before I got the call to go to show up at that meeting, Kelly got that call. I drove over an hour to sit with someone to get a mutual fund. I knew I had to invest. I knew I wanted to start saving. I couldn't find anyone to sit down with me. I finally found someone. And when I got to their office, they made me feel like they were doing me a favor. And they didn't explain anything. I had no idea what I signed up for, but I had a mutual fund. So when all these things collided and I'm standing in the back of that opportunity meeting, realizing, wow, this is exactly what I need. And I know everyone I know needs this. So we bought into this crusade. I want to cover a few things that decisions that we made. The one decision that we made was we took a long-term approach to our business. It was something that we really value. It would have been easier many, many times to make a short-term decision to get ahead, but we took the harder, the road less traveled, if you will. We said, what is the best decision for us 10, 15, 20 years from now? And that's how we made our decisions. And it really helped us in our decision-making process. Not always easy, but long-term, very, very helpful. The next decision we made was to get fully licensed. I really believe that buy term invest the difference. And I know we had to get licensed. I just studied and got my life exam, moved right into my securities. And within 6-7 months of being in Primerica, we were fully licensed as district leaders. And that really, I believed in the concept of buy term invest the difference and helping our families get debt-free and financially independent. And I knew I had to have this license in order to do that. You've already heard the stories about the crusade, but boy, did we buy into that crusade. And we realized that the only way to get the people to the next level was to help them get debt-free and financially independent. And that is just something that became part of we were our own first clients. When I got a securities license, I started my own application and we were on our way, and I went back and we saw people, and we were told then, if you do a life app, try to get 2 to 3 investment applications with it. And we start off, you're seeing us today, and I appreciate Brian's kind words and the business that we have today, but it really started with small packs and getting people systematically investing and talking about how these accounts are going to grow. The final thing that we did that was very helpful, and I want to encourage you to do this also, is we made the decision to keep in touch with our clients. And I also made the decision to be that when I went to someone's house, I was a guest in their home. I told you about the experience with the encyclopedia salesman. It was a disaster. He came in and took over our house and wasn't leaving until we gave him a check. I said, that will never happen. I will never be asked to leave a house. I will never handle myself that way. When I go to someone's house, if they want me to take off, I'll ask if I can take off my shoes. If I get a glass of water, I'm going to make sure I clean up after myself and walk that glass of water back to their kitchen and put it in their sink. That's how you would handle yourself if you were a guest. And I'll tell you what, folks, 29 years later, I've never been asked to leave a house. That is just part of who we are. We really value our client relationships, and we've built that into the fabric of how we work with our clients. Some of the ways that we keep in touch are the company makes it so much easier right now. There's the CMR campaigns where there's a birthday, the holiday campaigns, through the emails. One of the best things you could do in today's world is definitely get all accurate emails and cell phone numbers and get those into the CRM so that you could create your own CRM campaigns. We have chosen to handwrite one of the things that we've done very effectively is that we've chosen to handwrite birthday cards to our clients. In our case, we use anyone that has assets of household assets of over 25,000. And I set the expectation for my clients. I said, listen, you're going to hear from me multiple ways. You're going to get a newsletter from the company, a quarterly newsletter. Back in the day, I used to do this, and we would buy the paper ones, and we'd have to lick stamps and put them on there. And an interesting side note, that would run us about $400 back then. And never once, I was like, man, this is getting a little expensive. And then I realized never once did I send out those newsletters where I didn't have people call me back that generated more business that paid for the newsletters. Today, it's so much easier. All you have to do is send them out, get the emails. We send it out to all clients. We have Advisor Stream. Every one of our clients gets an Advisor Stream, investment client gets an Advisor Stream newsletter. I mean, it's just the touches that we're able to do are just so helpful. So if you think about it, I set the expectation. You'll get a card at your birthday. You're going to get a newsletter. You're going to get an investment newsletter. And I really let them know, listen, folks, that's me reaching out to you. If you need anything, just reach back out and I'll be back in touch in person. We've implemented a follow-up system with orphan clients. We've been here long enough. We had good friends and people that worked with us that were securities licensed that helped many people, and they've moved on from Primerica. Well, those clients are still with us. So we have a system in place where we reach out to them. We send letters introducing ourselves. Hey, your representative has left. And I want to make sure, because if they trusted Primerica to invest their money, I want them to know that when their representative left, that they were going to still have a Primerica representative available to service them and help them get to reach their goals of being financially independent. This is the part I want to kind of work with you on, and as I wrap up, and it's reviewing fund performances and showing people, listen, I've been here a long time, and I'm dealing with mutual funds right now. I'm talking about that, but there is a way that you can review your clients. I have made recommendations in the past where the funds were fantastic and they were great funds 10, 15 years ago. And since then, due to a management change or an investment style, or maybe they missed the mark on a couple, that their funds have gone from really good, high quality performing funds to ones that are underperforming. And I said, boy, how can we reach out to those clients? And let me show you how we do that. It's so easy with POL right now. All you do is you go to, on my POL tab, all apps, you go to Business and Client Management, and under that, you'll find the Client Tools tab, and you open that up, and you go to Client Data Now, you click Practice, and then it'll shoot over and you hit Accounts. Once you do that, once that report generates, you're going to click Search Files. You're going to type in the mutual fund ticker symbol, whatever one it is that you want to research. What this is going to do is you type in the symbol, it'll generate every client you have, their name, account number, and how much is in that particular mutual fund, and whether it's a qualified or non-qualified account. And I did this for several accounts recently, and for several ticker symbols recently. And then I went about calling. And I'll tell you what, I was a little nervous calling some people because quite honestly, these funds were underperforming. And I realized, you know what, it's the best thing for the clients. Let me reach out to them. And here's what I found universally, which is, I was so happy to have this experience, is they were appreciative that we called. They were appreciative. I said, no, listen, I'm looking at your accounts, and one of the funds that we recommended in the past, which was the right recommendation now, I find is underperforming. And I'd like to make a recommendation that we can move from one fund to another fund. And I think it's going to better position you for the future and for the, and I just think it's going to be a better fund for you and your portfolio in the future. It's like universally, it's a relief. They're like, oh, I'm so glad you called. And, and what I have found is not only do they appreciate we called, it's generated more business. I've been meaning to call you. I left my old employer. I have an old 401k. I'll tell you what, I want to encourage you. If you have been here for a while and you have some funds, just go back and look at some of the funds and develop a system to reach back out and call those people. They're going to be so happy to hear from you. And just let them know that you're reviewing their accounts and you want to make a recommendation to better position them for the future. Last and not least, is I think you need to hire staff. I mean, there's so many of folks that anyone that knows me knows for a fact I did not create this PowerPoint. And, it's important that you need to work in your strengths. Let me just put it that way. It's important that we have a system in place where you should just write down some of the things, boy, I wish I didn't have to do this, or I'm not strong in this. And then I would actively look for people. And in the beginning, we just had people working part-time. It was just we just needed someone to help overlap and help us. But now we have a full-time office manager and I have an assistant, and they do so much. And we've been working together for years, and we just know each other's strengths. And we just know it has been so helpful. Really, it's been remarkable how much it's helped us progress our business and hit our ultimate goal. And it's really, and I really want to encourage you, and by the way, we've been doing this for a lot. Before we made $100,000, we had people working with us, not full time, but just helping us in areas that we needed help. I think you all understand what I'm saying. As I wrap up today, I want to thank you again for this opportunity. Brian, I appreciate being on Up to the Minute. And it was a fantastic experience. I hope you all got something out of this. Rick, I learned so much from what you just showed. And I've been on Sandpoint 2.0 for a while. It's a fantastic program. My fellow Primericans, thank you so much. And we hope you got a lot out of this and want to see you continue progressing with your business. And we'll see you all at the top. Thanks again.